Hello, my name is Moola Nyambe. I'm a PhD student at the University of Namibia. My presentation is on repurposing sesquiterpene lactones for gonorrhea treatment. Docking and QSPR methods were used, and we worked specifically on xerantholide and its analogues. Neisseria gonorrhea is a bacteria that causes a sexually transmitted infection, gonorrhea, and it's proving to be a global health threat because of its extraordinary capacity to develop resistance to antibiotics. Therefore, a new drug that has mechanism of action different from the currently used drug is needed. And since carbonic anhydrase has been shown to be an important drug target, finding compounds that inhibit or disrupt enzyme processes can help to bypass the challenge of antibiotic resistance. Gonorrhea has an alpha-type carbonic anhydrase called Neisseria gonorrhea carbonic anhydrase, which I'll be referring to as NGCA from now. The aim of this study was to identify potential compounds with NGCA inhibition activity using computational drug repurposing approach. This approach can help to reduce cost, time, and effort in order to find new antigonococcal agents. And since xerantholide, which is a sesquiterpene lactone, has been proven to inhibit the growth of Neisseria gonorrhea in vitro, there is basis to explore other sesquiterpene lactones for antigonococcal activity with mechanism of action that involves enzyme inhibition. The interaction energies between xerantholide analogues and a model of NGCA active site was computed, and the relationship between the computed binding affinities and the physicochemical properties of these compounds were studied using QSPR. Molecular docking was also done on the same compound to determine how the compound interacts with NGCA. The figure shows that analogues were obtained from literature, they were optimized, and then QSPR and molecular docking was done on them. A model was developed using multilinear regression analysis, and the binding energy predicted using this model correlated well with binding energy calculated by DFT, as shown by these two figures. The molecular docking results also show that many of xerantholide's analogues have binding score higher than that of acetazolamide, which is a non-carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. And the compound that showed the best binding affinity was compound 76. So here, compound 76 is shown to have 4 hydrogen bonds and many other non-polar interactions with NGCA. This makes the complex, these types of bonds make the complex strong. And another important factor is that the lactone ring, which is this group here, is involved in the interaction, which is the same with xerantholide. But for compound that had lower binding score, like compound 17 and 41, the lactone ring was not involved in the interaction with the enzyme, which shows that this functional group is important in these structures' interaction with the enzyme. So a model was developed, and it was shown that it's able to predict the binding affinity of xerantholide's analogues to NGCA. Molecular docking studies suggest the potential of xerantholide and several of its analogues as NGCA inhibitors. And these results show that many of the studied compounds have binding affinity that is comparable to non-carbonic anhydrase inhibitors. Therefore, this study gives a basis for future in vitro study aimed at identifying novel anti-gonococcal agents that have mechanism of action that targets the disruption of this essential enzyme, NGCA. I thank you.